Yo, what's up, guys? So, Off the Grid just dropped on Steam, and chances are you're a new player and you're about to jump in and start playing. I want to quickly run you through the core gameplay loop that every good player lives by. We're not going to touch the extraction mechanics and hexes today. Frankly, it's not essential for progressing your account or winning fights. This is just the stuff you need to be doing during your matches to win games and play optimally. It's the stuff that basically every player that's been playing the game before you already knows. It's just crucial info that will put you guys on a much more level playing field. Now, before I get into the core game loop, I just want to explain three very quick things because if you don't understand them, then you're just gonna be confused. So we'll just go over that quickly, then I'll get into the rest of the video. Okay, so first up, let's talk about the paid subscription OTG Pro. You might see it in the lobby and wonder if it's essential. No, it's not essential. The only real benefit of the subscription is if you want to sell items on the in-game marketplace. If you're just looking to buy items, whether it's weapons, cosmetics, items, whatever, you can totally do that as a free-to-play player. You don't need to pay anything to do it. Just don't stress about it. A lot of people make this mistake and they think you can't use the marketplace if you're not a pro subscriber. That's not true. You can only not be a merchant and sell things if you're not a pro subscriber. All right, so now let's quickly get into how to earn the main in-game currency really quickly. And the currency is called gun. Gun tokens are crucial because they're how you unlock items and build your custom loadouts. They're your account-wide currency used in the lobby to buy pretty much everything in the marketplace, as well as decoding hexes. The best way to earn gun fast is by focusing on your challenges. You get 3 daily challenges, 3 weekly challenges, 3 monthly challenges. Just try and complete these as quick as possible because you're only going to need about 10 to 30 tokens to build your first loadout. All right, next we have rips. This is your in-match currency, and most players would refer to it as cash. They're one of the most important things to focus on during every match, as rips are crucial for two main things: reviving your teammates at a revive station and calling in your loadout. Every single good player is constantly focused on getting rips through the early game and throughout the whole match if they don't feel like they have enough to support potentially needed revives and recalled loadouts. You'll find rips by simply looting chests or picking up cash drops from eliminated players, but the fastest and most consistent way to earn rips and get your loadout ASAP is by completing missions called Teardrop Ops. Teardrop Ops are essential in-match missions. You initiate them by picking up a radio, and these are scattered all over the map. There's tons of them. You'll always find one nearby. Each Teardrop app, once completed, gives your team a fixed amount of rips. Now, the only mission we're going to focus on here is the corporate sabotage mission. That's what I recommend for everyone to start off with. It's also the lowest risk and highest payout one, so it's a very safe bet to go. It's very simple, very easy, and so all you actually have to do is pick it up. It'll mark an approximate area on the map where a server tower is located. You'll patrol that area. It will then mark the direct location of the server tower. You'll place a charge on it, blow it up, and move to 2 more and get a total of 5k rips at the end. Super simple and very safe, very easy way to get your load out at the start of the game. Okay, so now's the most important part of the video. And this is where we're just going to build a really cheap loadout that's only going to cost a couple tokens for us to get on our account. And it's going to cost a very low amount of rips, about, 2,500 to 3,000, depending on any changes you make, so that we're able to call that in as quick as possible in the match, which is going to give us an advantage in early game, as well as just actually having a loadout so we've got a fighting chance. So first up, we're going to go to an empty loadout slot. We're going to go to the primary, and then you can choose the Mavinga, which is a decent long-range, slow rate of fire AR. I'd probably recommend the M4 or the Vulture. You're going to grab a common variety, one of those. So go to View Offers. You're going to click Buy, and what's that? 2 tokens. So we'll grab that. Dismiss, then we'll go back, we'll equip it. Whoop. We'll grab the other one. We only need to buy one to have both equipped. We'll grab a sidearm. I like the Kelowna. The Tap 9's really good. So I like the Kelowna because it's basically like a little SMG, but it is a burst fire pistol. So if you'd rather have a strong pistol that you can spam, you can go with the Tap 9. It's very strong. It's basically a Magnum. But I'm going to pick the Kelowna, and again, we're just going to grab a common one of those. And then if you want to, you can actually add a drum mag to these. You'll have to buy it. It should be relatively cheap. Not necessary. Maybe you want to get a scope of some kind, something like that. That's up to you. I would recommend a drum mag, but that's really up to you. And it is going to add a little bit more onto the price. But I'm going to do it for my Kelowna too. Left arm. This is where it gets a little bit more complex, because when you see here on the hook shot, which is a very popular one because it's a grapple hook, you'll see that here in the stats, the cooldown is obviously affected, but also the number of charges it has. So the common one only has 2 charges. So you might feel like 2 charges isn't enough. You might want, higher more. That's going to make it more expensive. I would probably say if you do want the grapple hook, you can go with a common one though. But I'm going to grab the slam fist because I like the slam fist. I like using it for movement and fights, getting into cover, getting out of a bad position, juking the enemy's crosshair placement, stuff like that. So we're going to grab a left arm one of those and a right arm one. Now comes the most important part of the loadout. This is your leg limbs, and these is where the majority of your mobility is going to come from. Your leg limbs are crucial. They're absolutely crucial. So myself, I prefer the Roadrunners, but let's say you like the 3-dimensional movement of the leapers. In that case, I would not recommend buying a lower variety one. I would recommend going all the way for the purple, because you can see here they have 3 charges, whereas blue has 2, green has 2, and white only has 1. And you really need the 3 charges with the leapers. Leapers are very strong, but you need the 3 charges. You can't. It's just useless if you have this, especially with the cooldown time. So if you're going with leapers, go with purple. Otherwise, anything else, it doesn't really matter all that much. You can play around with this stuff yourself. Maybe picking it up in game and seeing what it's like. You can watch these little videos here that they have showing how the thing works and seeing what you like. Remember to pay attention to the stats. Hammerhead here is 30-second cooldown time, 200 damage on a direct impact, but on the purple it's 350. So 2 hammerheads is going to kill a guy. Kind of ridiculous. But yeah. So I'm going to grab the white Roadrunner. So that'll be another 2 tokens. Then for the consumable, that's just your armor. Make sure you chuck 3 plates on there. There's no reason not to. It only adds about 150 rips to the loadout cost. And then for the backpack, the soldier backpack was my favorite. It just has had an absolutely devastating nerf to it, which, I really hope they go back and dial back a little bit. But it's very, very useful. It basically lets a weapon reload whilst it's holstered, which is good. But honestly, the limb accelerator backpack is very, very, very good as well. And it might suit you a lot more if you prefer the leapers or the hammerhead or something like that. So, this is up to you again. I'm going to go with the soldier backpack. So that's the loadout done. Cheap as possible, but being fully kitted out, and it's only 2,700 rips in game. So it's very, very easy to get. And yeah, I mean, that's basically the loadout done. And remember, because the loadout is so cheap to call during the match, like its price in rips, that's really, really strong, because it means in the early game you can get your loadout really, really quick, and it's going to give you advantage over other teams who haven't got their loadouts yet. And it's just really, really helpful stuff that you should be prioritizing. Even if you're not a brand new player, but definitely if you're a brand new player, get in the habit of start the match, you land on a teardrop up, do the teardrop up as fast as possible. You get the cash from it, you call your loadout in. Maybe you go to the side of the map to call it in, but call it in quick. And then once you've called it in, start moving, start rotating, start pushing people. If you see other sort of smokes falling from the sky for other people's loadouts, go and push them. They haven't got their loadout yet. Go and push them with your team and get them out of the game as soon as possible. You really want to take advantage of any opportunities during the early game. And that's it. That's what you actually need to know. This is honestly what I wish I knew my first day playing the game. By understanding how to get a loadout ASAP on your account, as well as having it be cheap enough that you can call it in for less cash than anyone else is, means you can call it sooner. And that's going to put you ahead, miles ahead of most new players. So drop a like, sub, ask me any questions. I'll see you in game. Peace.